It's Friday, April 6th, 2018. It's time for a song dissection. I did one of these a little bit earlier on Walk Like an Egyptian by the Bangles, but that song has terrible lyrics. I didn't realize how bad the lyrics were for that song, so I scrapped the whole thing because I was bored. It bored me. The song was boring. I'm not recommending Walk Like an Egyptian, so I chose another song because I've decided I don't have enough rock and roll on this channel, enough heavy metal, enough good old-fashioned just guitar heavy music. So I started thinking, what do I want to do? Maybe something by AC/DC? I like AC/DC. It's like, maybe, you know. But then I thought it hit me, Black Sabbath, Iron Man. Iron Man, I like that song. So I thought, Iron Man. For some reason, only AC/DC and Black Sabbath were the only two metal bands that were jumping into my head at the time. I have other rock and roll music, of course, but, and even heavy metal. I have stuff by Obituary and Sepultura and things like that. But I don't think they have lyrics. A lot of it, I remember Sepultura has some song that goes war for territory, and he says it in a real deep voice. But we're going to do Black Sabbath. So I read up a little bit on the Black Sabbath. It was released in 1971 on the Paranoid album. So I started reading a little bit about it. It's like, well, what was it? I guess Ozzy, when he heard the guitar riff for it, he said it sounded like a big iron bloke walking about. Well, I didn't know this. I guess the song is a story of a guy who goes into the future to see the apocalypse. And when he comes back, he's like turned into metal or something like that, and he can't speak and warn people of the impending doom. So his other attempts to communicate fall flat. Nobody really is paying attention to him and kind of mocks him. So he gets pissed off and he basically takes out his revenge. He's probably the reason for the apocalypse. But I thought, wow, I didn't know the song had that deep of a meaning. So it's a great song. Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne, of course, lead singer. It's so, I mean, I love this song. I loved it even as a kid. It's like, I remember I used to listen. My parents had the album. I mean, the actual album. We're not talking a cassette. We're not talking an 8-track. We're not talking a CD. They had the big old record, the big record album, and I would listen to it on a record player. So this song's actually older than me, which is shocking. I am Iron Man. See, now if you talk about Iron Man, most people think of Robert Downey Jr., but this is not Robert Downey Jr. Has he lost his mind? Can he see? Or is he blind? Can he walk at all? Or if he moves, will he fall? Remember, he got turned to steel. I guess he's basically now just a statue. Is he alive or dead? Has he thoughts within his head? We'll just pass him there. Why should we even care? He's trying to warn you of the apocalypse. Why don't you pay attention to the thing that can't talk, can't move, can't... He's trying to tell you through mental telepathy. He may have developed that power in the future. And because you've got your minds closed to his mental telepathy power, he can't communicate. Shame on you people. I know if I see a big metal statue standing somewhere and he looks like he wants to say something to me, I'm going to try to mind meld with him. And maybe I'll be able to communicate his message. I was talking to the statue and he says we're all doomed. And then you're going to see me in a really cool white coat with the sleeves that tie in the back. Should be fun. I'm hoping I'll still be able to do this. It'll be in a nice padded cell. It'll still look like this, but it'll be a brighter white, I think. And I don't think I'll have the couch. I might be sitting on the ground. He was turned to steel in the great magnetic... He was turned to steel in the great magnetic field, where he traveled time for the future of mankind. He traveled time for the future, for our future. He did it for us. And how do we pay him? Repay him? We ignore him. He was turned to steel in a magnetic field. The poor guy, and nobody cares. Nobody wants him. He just stares at the world, planning his vengeance that he will soon unfold. Okay, no offense, buddy, but if you can't move, I don't know how you're gonna really be vengeance on us. Vengeancing. How are you gonna vengeance against us if you can't move? You're just gonna think really mean thoughts? You're gonna sit there and go, hope that person dies. Hope that person dies. Everybody that walks by, die. You die. Now the time is here for Iron Man to spread fear. How? He's just standing there. Vengeance from the grave. Kills the people he once saved. He didn't save anybody because nobody listened to him, so he didn't save a single person. And now he's going to kill a lot of people. No, I'm sorry, but the karma's not balancing, buddy. You're not going to, it's not like it's a one-to-one thing because you didn't save anybody, so now you're just tearing people apart. Nobody wants him. They just turn their heads. Nobody helps him. Now he has his revenge. I'm still not understanding this. He's a statue. He can't move. He can't communicate. He's taking out his vengeance. Nobody seems to care. And he's had his revenge. How? How is he revenged against us? I'm not seeing where he's revenged. It doesn't sound like he's affected anything. It sounds like he's just standing. Maybe in his mind he goes, this is going to be cool when I do this. This is going to be cool. Heavy boots of lead fills his victims full of dread, running as fast as they can. Iron Man lives again. Okay, so now you can move. Now you could probably communicate. Go write on a piece of paper or something and communicate with the people. Obviously, before you were just standing there like a goof. Now you can move. Now you're pissed. That's your fault. Took you forever to learn how to take a step. Listen, Tin Man, don't be blaming the world for your lack of mobility. Get in the game. Now that you can move, you can talk, you can communicate somehow. You think he just sat there getting angry and bitter? He just said it's like probably pigeons were perched on his shoulder, pooping on him. And he's just sitting there going, get off, get off. That's where his vengeance, that's where his anger, it's like, oh, Rust, stop doing that. But this is a good song. And it was pretty short, so it's not a long video. But what do you think of those lyrics? Did you know that Iron Man went into the future to save us? And because the great magnetic field turned him to steel, he couldn't communicate, and so he got pissed because we wouldn't listen to him. He got mad. Be nice to the metal statues. That is the lesson. That's the lesson for this particular song. Be nice to metal statues. It's like, and so now you know, and knowing is half the battle. And to the troops, past, present, and future. The future ones that are going to be watching out for this statue guy. Thanks for the freedom.